Hey guys, just for all those people who constantly troll me saying that I'm not poor and I can't call myself poor, or I can't think I'm poor because I have such nice shit or whatever. This is where I've been sleeping for the last 8 years. On this couch, because for one, I've only had a bed when I was young, when I was living at home, and it was a twin size, and once I got moved out on my own when I was 23, I've had a couch to sleep on for the last 10 years. It was a different couch before this one, but they were both Craigslist couches, and this one has been dumpy and covered with nasty stuff since I bought it. I've never been able to buy new furniture. I've always had Craigslist or yard sale or whatever furniture. And as most of you already know, I don't really have any furniture to speak of other than this. Coffee table, TV stand, flimsy ass Walmart bookshelf, and a desk. That's the extent of what I have. I used to have a nice IKEA shelf that I also got on Craigslist, but I had to sell that early on. And I'm starting this vlog. This is just going to be a rambling, stressful, probably annoying to most people vlog, because I have to get it out of my system and I'm tired of waiting to try to do a good video. I know you guys can't see anything over here, this shitty lighting in my apartment. I'm just gonna plug my lights in here. So it's Friday, and tomorrow I was supposed to go get my meds, my MMJ resupply for the month, and I had this day planned for 2 weeks or so, and my mother tried to spring on me a few days ago that she wasn't going to want to take me. Although she said wasn't going to be able to, she just didn't want to. Because she's got like shoulder pain or something, and had to have a colonoscopy like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and apparently is still complaining about like a stomach problem or something. But she sprung it on me just 3 days ago, and I couldn't find another ride. And so I talked to her, and she agreed to take me this time and try to figure out a ride next time. So yesterday, we went to town, and I got my groceries. I gave her 10 of the $20 that I was going to give her for gas for today. For tomorrow rather, because I have to give my mother $20 in gas every time we go with, half an hour or 45 minutes out of town. So I gave her 10 yesterday, put it in the tank to make sure that she didn't buy cigarettes with it, because I had to go in and pay for it, because she's so irresponsible that she has literally stranded us without gas because she wanted cigarettes. But anyway, we went to get groceries. We got into it again because every time she sees me, sometimes multiple times when she sees me, and it's not a memory problem, she intentionally tells me that every time I buy anything, that when we're out, she intentionally tells me, oh, you still owe me like however much imaginary number she comes up with, $75 or whatever. And she doesn't bother to take off the times that I buy her coffee at McDonald's or stuff at the store, or bring her stuff that she wants from me that I've bought, or whatever it is. I still am stupid enough to do that, even though she treats me like this. I'm still stupid enough to fucking help her with little things every so often, and she would do, if it was her buying me a gallon of milk or something when she's out, she will take that and add it to what I owe her. But when I give her shit, she refuses to acknowledge that. So we got into it on the way home, and once again, she's saying she's having problems with the brakes on her Jeep. And I said, well, Mom, there's nothing I can really do about it, but I'm more than happy to come over to your place and take pictures of your stuff that you intentionally bought to sell, and the stuff that she said she would sell and just has never bothered to. She's literally got floor to ceiling, almost every wall, every closet full of stuff that she just has never used. She either bought it used, bought antiques, bought stuff for babies that are not in existence. Like, she keeps thinking my sister is going to have a baby, even though she has no intention of it. And she's literally bought like $50 worth of baby stuff every month for a year, just for the fuck of it, I guess. But she has all this crap. She has this $300 Kenmore mixer that she's never opened. She has a $200 NutriBullet blender that she's never opened. She has this giant 4-foot-tall wooden jewelry box, and it's got a bunch of junk in it because she only had some jewelry to put in it. It's like, she has so much crap. She has a giant white wrought iron bed, full-size bed, and 2 flat-screen TVs, and just all kinds of nice stuff. A solid wood desk, a solid wood buffet that my grandma left her when she died. It's got like a marble top and a mirror on it. She said she was going to sell that. But she keeps saying that she's no longer physically able to take pictures of stuff and then sit in her chair on her phone and list it. Which is irate enough for me, because makes me irate enough, I should say, because she has no health problems compared to me. I mean, she has like, she's been 300 plus pounds since she was pregnant with me, and of course that's my fault. I've been told that my whole life, but she's always had problems related to weight because of that. So she's got like sore knee and a sore back, and then she's got like, you know, intestinal issues that are in the family that I also have. That's one of the things I have. But that's all, basically. She doesn't have, you know, MS or 8 back surgeries like I do or whatever. She doesn't have cancer. She doesn't have, you know, she hasn't broken any bones. She's just not she just doesn't want to do anything. She hasn't wanted to do anything. She moved back to Hastings like 8 years ago and has not wanted to do anything to help herself since then. After she left her last husband and moved back down here, she sued him for $10,000. And all she got that was useful was that Jeep, which was, I think, $5,000 or something. And aside from that, all she did was go spend it on a ton of crap that most of it she never used. She got like this she got this custom made couch for like $1,200 just so she could customize it. And it's hideous and it's really uncomfortable, and she's even said that, but she won't sell it. And she won't let me come over and take the pictures and list everything myself, even though I've already done that with everything I own. She just keeps saying, nope, I don't want to hear it, don't want to hear it, not going to do it, don't want to talk about it, stop, I don't want to hear it. And that's all she does. She acts like a child. No matter what it is I bring up to her, she doesn't want to talk about it. She brings it up to me, and I try to say, she tries to tell me that, why are you buying that? Why are you spending all that money? You still owe me so-and-so. I'm like, Mom, I am not blowing money left and right like some people do. Like, you know, she's had credit cards. My grandma had like 8 credit cards. I've never had a credit card, and I probably never will because I don't qualify for one. Which is a joke, because what, do you have to have money to qualify for a credit card? And then you can, like my grandma and my mom, just go spend it all and then not pay it. I mean, that must be nice. I don't know what it's like to have more than $50 to spend. Which is why I have an 8-year-old laptop that is crapping out on me, and I have no clue how I'm going to get another one. People who, like me, who have never been able to work, are expected to live on half of what my mom lives on now that she's on disability. And not only that, but I'm spending half of my income on my medical expenses and medical cannabis. So I have like $400 a month to work with for everything else. And I have to pay $40 for a loan payment that I had to take out for, I don't even know what it was for. It was for something that needed replaced at some point like a year ago. And I have to, you know, there's other expenses, and then my power bill, which is $130 almost every month. And I just can't cover it all at one time. So I'm like, you know, I'm like, Mom, you know, what, exactly what is it that you want me to do about it? Because I'm the one who's actually at home, spending almost every day, several hours a day, working myself to death. I mean, literally, it feels like I am dying on a stick every day that I have to pace around my apartment and take pictures of stuff and try relisting stuff that they keep deleting on my stupid app and whatever. And I keep saying, Mom, like, seriously, I am literally working myself to death for all of $1 a day that I actually make selling stuff. $1 a day, literally. And she sits there and sleeps like 12 plus hours, and then lays in bed and watches TV, and then sits in her recliner and watches TV and chain smokes. And she literally has a friend slash housekeeper or caregiver that does her housekeeping and whatever, and drives her to the store and helps her with that. And she doesn't have to lift a finger. And then when she goes and spends money, and she's already told me multiple times in the last 6 months that she's overdrafted her account on purpose. Once when we went to Goodwill, she took me to Goodwill without my asking at all because I told her I was broke. And she spent a bunch of money, and I spent a little bit of money I didn't want to spend. You know how that goes. And she's purposely overdrafted her account just for Goodwill. She told me that. So she's literally acting like an irresponsible 12-year-old, except for when she acts like a 5-year-old, and is refusing to be responsible for anything. And then she blames me for her not having money to fix the car or do whatever. So I'm like, okay, blame me. Now I'm giving you a solution that you don't even have to lift a finger to do. A solution to fix the car, and I also told her go to the DHS and apply for help with your power bill, because that's something that they can do for you. And she's like, I don't need help with my power bill. I can pay my power bill. I don't need help with that. I'm like, oh, okay, so you can pay your power bill, and you can afford to fix the car, and you can pay for your groceries, and you don't have to overdraft your account then. And she didn't say anything. And I'm like, you know, if you got help with your power bill, you might be able to fix the car at some point. And she's like, I don't need help with my power bill. She just literally acts like a fucking child, and I can't deal with this anymore. I'm not the one who got knocked up. I'm not the one who signed up for having a child as a parent. And I know it's not her fault. I mean, it is her fault. She just behaves like that. She's been like that her whole life. She's been getting worse. And she's been trying to blame it on her Alzheimer's, which she hasn't even been officially diagnosed with. But everything has been my fault since she was pregnant with me and was not able to get an abortion because of her religious family. And my dad's even more religious family. So I know that she's hated me my whole life. And I wouldn't have a problem with her being in my family if everybody else in the family, my perfectly healthy, extremely well-off married sister moved to Texas, and her siblings are all extremely healthy and mostly well-off. One of them is the richest person in our family, and yet none of these people can just take care of her. Because when my sister, by the way, is 1.5 years younger than me. She got a desk job that was under-the-counter pay for $12 to $15 an hour when she was 13 or 14 years old. And she had that job for like 5 years. She saved up for a vehicle and had a Mustang by the time she was 16. And my mom let her do that and then watched her take off. Because as soon as my sister had a boyfriend and a vehicle, she took off and she did not look back. She did not look back one time. And my mom has watched her ignore my sister, ignore my mom, and try to have nothing to do with her, because that's the way my mom behaves and drives people away. So I'm just pissed off that my sister was able to do that, and able to get away, and able to have a life, and never rely on her again. And then when my grandma died, when my mom's mom died, everybody else took off. Everybody took off, okay? The only people here are one of her brothers, which is, he's got 2 jobs, and he's taking care of my semi-disabled cousin right now, who dropped out of school and everything. And he can't really help me, and he's he's just about as fed up with my mom as everybody else, so he can't really do much. But my mom has cried to me repeatedly about my sister never calling her. And then she turns around and treats me like literally the scum of the earth. Like she is trying to make my life a living hell. Everything she does is to make my life more difficult. I mean, there's been times where she's discussed letting me take the car a couple of times because she said she was done with it and she didn't want to drive anymore. And I'm like, Mom, you know that that's the only chance I have to get out of here and survive. Because I am just waiting for my power to get cut off. And then 30 days later, I am homeless. And she knows this. And she still has her hand out for money. And she still constantly starts crap with me in the car. And I have no escape from this. I have to rely on her. People keep telling me online, just break ties with her. Just stop dealing with her. Like, yeah, okay, I live in a shitty small town where I have nobody else to help me out. And she made sure that when I started getting disability when I was 14, by the way, I got a back check for 2.5 years worth. Where do you think that check went? That was probably the only chance I had at saving up for anything. She took the entire fucking thing. She bought me like 2 pairs of jeans just to justify taking the rest of it. And after that, she took 80 to 90% of every check I got every month for rent and utilities. And I was paying a huge portion of the rent after my sister left, and she didn't have to pay anything ever, not one time. She didn't pay rent or utilities. She had the top-of-the-line cell phone and a Mustang, and she went out drag racing and went out clubbing every weekend. Like, she didn't have to worry about a damn thing. She had a perfectly good, normal, life. And she hasn't acknowledged my existence since Grandma died. And before that, she didn't for several years. She acts like I don't exist, just like most of my family. So right now, my mom, last night after I got out of the car, I told her to text me and let me know what time I need to be ready tomorrow to leave for Kalamazoo. And she hadn't responded up until this morning. I texted her, just asking her what time I should be ready, and can I take my clothes that I've been trying to sell for years to these clothes buying. They're not consignment, but they just buy them from you because they have a couple of those in Kalamazoo, and I was going to do that to make some money for my power bill. Just get rid of the clothes that I have that are spring and summer, so I don't have to keep going through daily like slave labor for $1 a day trying to sell this crap to trolls. So I was going to do that, and I was going to be done with this, and I wasn't going to do any more fucking sale apps dealing with, because Let Go that I've been using for quite a while, where 98% of the people I deal with are trolls that leave me negative reviews for no reason. They just suspended my account yesterday with no explanation. I assume it's because the trolls that were pissed off at me for leaving them a bad review went around and flagged all my items and got my account suspended. So I've been begging them to reinstate it by tonight, so I can contact my 6 or 8 buyers that I had for tomorrow, because I had I had $150 worth of selling stuff tomorrow for people. And I was supposed to meet them in Kalamazoo, and my account's still suspended, so there goes that. And my mom had not responded all day to a text or answered the phone. So I don't have any other ride for tomorrow. I finally got her to respond to a text, and she basically just said, oh, well, I just got back from physical therapy and my shoulder hurts. And so I don't think I should be overdoing it tomorrow. It's like, what's the difference between sitting in your chair, chain smoking, by the way, which is arm movement, and watching TV and messing around on your phone, or sitting in a vehicle? And she won't answer the phone now. She hasn't answered the phone all day. I've tried calling her many times within 10 seconds of her text that she sent me, and she didn't answer. So she's being a fucking petulant child, and now I have no ride for tomorrow. So I was about to get in the shower, and I'm going to shave my hair first because it is really shaggy and it's always sweaty and it's driving me nuts. So I'm going to shave my hair real quick and then get in the shower, and then I have to go next door and beg my neighbor, who I've only interacted with like 4 times, if she can take me tomorrow. And I'm going to have to pay more gas money, and I have no idea if I'm going to have enough to even get that much of my meds tomorrow. So I'm really fucking, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done with this, you know? I've been going through this for 5 years since I had my first heart attack. I've been begging my own mother to answer the phone when I call. I've been begging my own mother to discuss my future with me, so I don't have this completely uncertain black pit of a future where I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea if I'm going to be evicted with no power. I have no idea if I'm going to not be able to get my meds anymore, you know. And I'm the firstborn grandchild. There was only one boy born in my mom's side of the family before me. I think my dad's side too. I think I was the first grandchild on my dad's side and the second on my mom's side. So I don't understand why. The first one on my mom's side, by the way, was the child of the filthy rich people in my family, the richest ones. So he never wanted for anything. He never had to worry about a car. He got his dream car when he was a teenager. But you know, those aunt and uncle that I'm talking about have co-signed for my sister, who had not only multiple accidents, but multiple DUIs, unreliable jobs, etc. And then my cousin, my other cousin, who was a little bit younger than me, hooked up with a meth dealer boyfriend and got addicted to meth, lost a bunch of stuff, got evicted, and ended up in the hospital. And what they did with her was, as soon as she was released, they helped her get a vehicle, helped her get an apartment, and helped her go to college. Financially, physically, whatever. And I've been literally begging everybody in the family for the last 5 years to please, please, please help me get a vehicle. Help me co-sign for a vehicle. Help me get out of here with a plane ticket or whatever. Just anything. Just help me get out of here so I don't have to be the one stuck here dealing with this anymore. There's a reason my heart's exploding, and it's already failed twice, because I can't deal with this anymore. I've never had a chance at a normal life, and I've never been healthy, and the family just decides to stick me with her. And I can't fucking do it. I can't do it. I'm just saying right now, I can't do it. So if I can't get a ride tomorrow, I run out of my meds, I'm not going to be functional, I'm not going to have money for my power bill, that's it. So this is why I have panic attacks, and I dread getting paid every month. I have daily panic attacks because I have to deal with a mother that acts like a 5-year-old and thinks she can get away with anything and has zero responsibilities, and everybody should care more about her shoulder pain or her, you know, not having cigarettes or whatever her problem happens to be is worse than anything else that anybody else is going through. She literally told me when the first time she blew me off, she said, well, your grandma's just going to have to take you from now on. And I'm like, Mom, Grandma is 76 years old. Grandpa is at home disabled. Well, on disability. He's not really physically debilitated, but she works 6 days a week at a fabric shop that she owns. And then she has to go home on Sunday and work around the house and cook dinner from scratch. And she goes to church. And this weekend she has a funeral to go to for her brother-in-law. And Mom knew all of this. And I tell her this every fucking time, that she just thinks, well, she's just going to have to take you from now on. And she doesn't even account for anything. She just like, well, I'm not going to do it, so obviously she'll have to. It doesn't matter if she can't. It doesn't matter if she's too old. It doesn't matter if she's too busy. It's the fact that Mom doesn't want to is all that matters. She doesn't care about coming up with another solution. She won't tell me who else I'm supposed to call. Because my mother made damn sure, when she had me under her thumb for the last fucking 20 years, well, 33 years, but still, she's had me under her thumb my whole life. She made sure that I did not have any chance in hell of escaping this place. When she saw my sister take off and not look back, she was damn determined to make sure that not only did I never get a vehicle and never have that freedom, But I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anybody who could take me around and help me with shit. And I didn't have anybody else to rely on for anything. And nobody I can call in an emergency when, you know, the middle of the night when I'm having seizures that won't stop. She made sure of that. She has done her best to make sure of that. So now that she's tired of me or whatever, or she just wants to focus on her own selfish needs like she hasn't already done that, she just doesn't matter what happens. She just dumps me, and I'm left with no transportation, no freedom, nobody to call in an emergency, no way to rely on anybody. I can't trust anybody. I can't trust her either, but I can't trust anybody anymore. I have been screwed way too many times to be able to trust anybody. And so because I wasn't like my mom and sister who would marry the first dude who said hi and gave me the time of day, because I wasn't like them, I'm screwed. Because even though I've been raised my whole life and told that family means everything, and family will be there for you all the time, and you know, blood is thicker than whatever, and it's all bullshit. Because my mother and sister abide by, you better meet some dude or whatever that's willing to hook up with you, and expect them to care vastly more than anybody in your family does. That's their policy, I guess. I don't know what the fucking deal is. But I'm not straight. I'm probably asexual, I assume, because I really don't have any interest in anything like that. It would be nice to have somebody I can trust and who'll be there for me and let me lean on them when I need it, because I really don't. But, you know, I just feel every day it makes me feel more and more like I am literally in this alone. I got nobody else around. Like, I got nobody who can take me on a road trip and drop me off somewhere where I can survive and whatever. Because that's all I care about right now. And I've gotten to the point where I told my mom, like, you know what's going to happen when I do have to get out of here? If it's not in a body bag, it's going to be that I have to get out of here to live somewhere else. And it's going to have to be in a different state, because I can't afford this state anymore. I can't continue to pay $350 a month for my medical expenses. So I told her, you know what's going to happen is I'm going to end up hitchhiking with my walker and whatever I can manage to pack on it. And if I die before I get to the Michigan border, which I probably will, because nobody's going to pick up somebody with a giant walker covered with stuff, it's going to be all over the news, because I'll be damned if I'm going to keel over and not have some kind of record of why the fuck this happened. I mean, I know the world's gone to shit, and this country's gone to even more shit, and everybody's selfish and only cares about themselves now. But, you know, I'm too soft for this world. I'm too soft for this world. I still am retarded enough to help her out, to continue